Hi, I'm Rachel.
I'm Nick.
I'm David.
And I'm James.
And together,
We are
Superman makers people.
We're going to answer the most Googled questions about Superman.
All right, you do the first one.
Are Superman and Supergirl cousins?
Yes. Good. Next one. Can Superman breathe in space? Of course he can't breathe in space. No?
No, there's no air in space.
There's no air in space. That's
But-
easy.
but he can-
No, don't bring up the more specifics.
Does Luthor know Superman's identity? As in Clark Kent? No.
Obviously, yes. No?
Well, he knows who Superman is, but he doesn't know his
No, he doesn't know that
He doesn't know he's
Kent.
Clark.
No, he doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Sometimes?
Well, there's all, DC Comics has a rich history of alternate stories and, Elseworld tales. And so there have been times when he's known who he is, but usually not, or find out, or he finds out and gets a mind ray that makes him forget.
How does Superman fly?
Thinks about it.
Next
really,
question.
Really hard.
It definitely takes effort, that's for sure. It's like treading water, but he's just really good at it.
But how does it happen? He just thinks about it?
Don't.
What is considered the best Superman comic?
Luthor, Man of Steel.
I think it would.
Lois Lane, Superman's girlfriend.
Generally, there are two series that would be considered the greatest Superman comics. Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale's Superman for All Seasons, and it is Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely's All-Star Superman. But Alan Moore's Superman story is one of the best. Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, and a lot of other different versions too that are really great. So.
How did Superman get his powers? He's born with them, right? He just has them because he's on
Well,
Earth.
he's born with the potential for them, but they come out because he grows up on a planet with a yellow sun.
Yep. That's what I said.
That's what.
So I got them.
Who is the new Superman?
Me.
What is Superman's real name? Well, there's two. I mean,
Superman.
that is his real name. Superman's real name is Superman.
His legal name is Clark Kent, given to him by his adopted parents. His original name is Kal-El.
Wait, can I add a question? Does
Yep.
Clark Kent have a social security number?
Yes.
I just thought about that. When do his parents
Why
apply
is it so
for it?
obvious.
They went through a whole rigmarole of faking his adoption and all that stuff.
Did you just make that up?
No, that's true.
Will Superman 2025 be good?
No, it will be great. Oh, that's a good one.
What is so special about Lois Lane?
That's I said all the time.
Why are people Googling this? She's a brilliant journalist. She's courageous. And she will do just about anything in pursuit of truth and justice.
And she's one of only a handful of humans, maybe only two, who can really match Superman and call him on his shit. Yeah, both here. Tough table.
Why is Lex Luthor bald? Well, because he has no hair. There's different reasons actually in different
What's your
different
reason?
media.
Somewhere it's Superman's fault. There's somewhere he was like caught in a fire because of it. There's somewhere he was just balding.
Yeah.
What other reasons were there? There's a few.
That he shaves his head.
Yeah.
That he does it on purpose. So yeah, it just depends.
Why were
on,
you bald?
Yeah, what's yours?
Because it looks cool.
Yeah, he does. He does look cool. Yeah.
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 Where did Superman grow up?
In his house.
At Smallville.
I wish I knew the zip code, but I don't. What does the S on Superman's suit mean? The idea is that it's not actually an S, it just sort of looks like an S to human beings, but it's the symbol of hope. It means hope, sort of in the house of...
It means S. It's Superman.
Oh, sorry. Jeez.
Is that not true though? I thought you were on to it.
Again, it's all different different
Sometimes
things.
it's the symbol of the House of L, sometimes
Yeah.
it's a symbol of hope.
It often is a symbol of the House of L.
That's one of the things I like about our S is that it sort of doesn't... It isn't an S.
It doesn't. Yeah, it
looks less like
it's a
an S,
cool.
like
Yeah.
a
It's a,
kingdom.
what does Superman do with his clothes when he changes? In the comics, he puts them in a slot on his cape.
And in our movie, he eats them.
He eats them and poops them out when he's done.
Why can Superman fly but other Kryptonians can't?
Other Kryptonians can fly if they're on Earth. So, like when General Zod or Kara, who's his cousin, Supergirl, comes to Earth, they can also fly.
Can Superman breathe underwater?
Yeah.
Can you?
I mean, I think
You can hold your breath a really long time, I bet.
You can't breathe underwater. You can hold.
You don't think I can breathe in the water and
haven't
then
got
extract
gills.
the oxygen from
I
the
was going
water?
to say there's oxygen under
I don't
there.
think so.
No?
No, I think his body basically works like a human body, except for the flying stuff.
You can
But
hold your breath a really long time.
And some other things as
Good
well.
that Lois enjoys.
Why can no one tell who Superman is?
Because he wears very
Glasses.
tricky pair of glasses. But we actually get into it in the movie. So you'll see. If you go see Superman in theaters July 11th, you'll see.
When was Superman created? 1930.
1928, 26, 24, 22, 25.
What did you say?
36. 38.
Yeah.
38
I
was
was
his
like,
first
30
appearance.
something.
Was his first appearance. He was created several years earlier in the basement of the house in Cleveland, Ohio,
Yes.
by Jerry Siegel.
Yes.
It just took him a while to get published.
There was also a different, kind of weirder version of him.
Yes.
If you see those early drawings where Superman was a much different sort of character.
don't
It
think
wasn't
I've
like
seen
what
those
we would
ones.
think of as a superhero. Where was Superman born? He was born on Krypton.
What is Lois Lane's weakness? Superman.
The sexiness of Superman.
And his heart.
And a good strong cup of
Obviously.
coffee. That always
She does
gets her.
love a cup of coffee, but it has
Sugar.
to have 30 sugars in it.
Yeah.
Who is playing Lex Luthor in the new Superman movie?
Me.
Well, Nick,
I googled that. That's why it's on the list. And it's me.
who's playing Green Lantern in Superman? I mean, you know him best. You tell him.
Nathan Fillion.
Where does Superman live? Metropolis.
Yes.
What kind of a dog is Superdog?
I guess they're saying Krypto the Superdog, but we don't. Nobody really calls him Superdog.
Yeah.
So what kind of dog is Krypto? Krypto in our movie is based on my dog Ozu, who is a total mutt and the world's worst dog, and that was the inspiration for the whole movie. Was this terrible, terrible, terrible dog.
You love him. You made a character of him in Superman. You love him.
As an adversary. You know, I love.
That's
I
the-
love my dog. He's the best. He's a
That's the headline.
sweetheart. He loves
James
to be
Gunn
loved.
hates his
But he didn't
dog.
like me at first. He really did not like me.
I have one of those too. My dog didn't like anyone.
Now he loves me now.
He's not going to be happy when he sees this.
Does Superman change in a telephone booth? Not since people don't make calls in telephone booths.
Does he change inside his cell phone now?
Yes, he does.
Like an iPhone?
What is Superman's famous line? Am I missing something obvious? The thing that comes to mind is, well, I guess it's I stand for truth, justice, and the American way. The line that always comes to mind for me is when he says, "a friend" to Lois.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Does he have? He doesn't really have a like.
He doesn't. I mean, like, if I guess
Up,
you know,
up, and away.
like Batman, you'd up, and away is. Yeah, I guess. He doesn't.
Or,
But you never really
Say
see
that
him
about
say
himself.
it.
That's how he flies.
Yeah, he says the magic word.
Up and away.
I think he has a lot of famous phrases that are around him, but he doesn't have a you know, like Batman says, I'm
Batman.
Right. And so people always say that. It was just from the Michael Keaton version of the character, but.
I guess we say it's a bird, it's a plane.
Oh, this
it's
one you're
Superman.
gonna. This one you're gonna like.
Oh,
Does that mean I'm gonna hate it?
You're gonna like it? No, you're gonna like it for real. Does Lois Lane ever get powers?
Yes, she does. Boy, does she. She becomes Superwoman for a day on her birthday.
In All-Star
in All-Star
Superman.
Superman. And there's other where she gets powers.
Like
Yeah,
right
like a
now
lot.
in the comics, you can go see her. She has superpowers in the comics as we speak.
James,
And
are
maybe
you
not by the
feeling
time this comes
inspired?
out. Yeah, maybe. I think about it every time I see her with powers. I'm like, I know
I've been saying this
I
from the
know
beginning.
it's Rachel's. She was so happy to be cast as Lois Lane, and another part of her was like, I want to be able to fly. And
Tell James you want a sequel where Lois Lane flies.
oh my God, that's all I'm gonna hear on Threads. And, you know,
What happens to Superman when he touches Kryptonite?
He gets weak.
Yeah.
yeah, well,
like
it doesn't
poison.
even need to touch it. It would burn him
anywhere
pretty
near him.
badly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would screw him up. It just being
he gets
around,
radiation poisoning.
Yeah, being around Kryptonite kills him eventually.
Spoiler alert.
Why does Lex hate Superman?
Because he's everything he wants to be.
Oh,
That's so nice.
that's pretty sad. How rich is Lex Luthor?
Billions. Billionaire.
Many times
Much money.
over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Super rich.
Maxwell Lord, Simon Stagg, and Lex Luthor, they're kind of this billionaires club, and they're all different levels of malicious or mischievous. And Max was probably the best of them because he, you know, has funded the group in the movie.
Secret stuff. Can't talk about.
What is Superman's middle name?
Danger.
Justin.
Justin. W.
Is it?
I gave that one to you because I didn't want to have to answer it. Does Clark Kent have a middle name? I'm embarrassed that I don't know. He does?
He does?
What is
What's
it?
his middle name?
Joseph.
I was so close.
Joseph. His middle, Clark Kent, oh, what, you just asked that. Joseph Kent is his middle name.
I was going to say
Trying to take
Joseph.
the win for the edit?
Yeah.
Who is the bad guy in Superman 2025?
You're looking at him.
I thought you were going to say Superman.
So it probably is Superman. you decide.
You just jury's out.
Why doesn't Superman kill? I think the main reason is that he sees the good in just about everybody, maybe to a fault. And so he even sees the good in those trying to do him harm.
Yeah, I believe he believes in a basic right to life. I mean, I think that that's just not in him. But I also I'm not a purist in that respect. I think that if, for instance, he had to kill to protect somebody's life, he would probably do that, even though that would be hard for him.
Who is Clark Kent's biological mother?
Lara.
Lara, yeah.
Lara?
Yeah. Why does Bizarro Superman look the way he does? Well, because he's bizarre, and he's from Bizarro Planet, and he looks like a crazy man.
I think he looks better.
Than Superman?
Yeah.
I bet you do.
Why is Superman weak to kryptonite? Because it's a
what's the
real
mechanism?
Planet?
Yeah, explain the science behind kryptonite
I
to
don't really
us.
understand the science behind
Well,
it.
we understand it. The three of us understand it very well, so why don't you explain it to us? This is like a quiz.
Well, when you're on Krypton with kryptonite, very rare rock, you have to... I don't know. What's the reason?
Because it's really bad for you. Who is Superman's best friend?
Lois Lane.
Superman's best pal, Jimmy Olsen.
Jimmy.
They love each other too. You see in the movie they love
it's
each
really
other.
sweet.
Ah, Skylar. What a great guy.
Are all Kryptonians as strong as Superman? Well, relatively, but they would be the same as if he was to fight Kara, who's his cousin and smaller than him, it would be he's bigger. So but basically they all have superpowers if they come to the play.
I also like to think that his upbringing on Earth has given him certain grit and oomph
I think
that would
that's
help
true.
him,
That's
just outlast an equal Kryptonian opponent.
Yeah, maybe. He's pretty good at fighting.
Yeah.
A little extra...
Boy, some of these have gone far.
Yeah. You're gonna have to pick all these up when we're done.
What is Superman's suit made of?
I'm done helping you.
Lex's tears.
What do you make it out of?
Well, there's different things in different stories. Oftentimes it is the blankets that he was swaddled in that his mother turned into his suit when he came to Earth. In our movie, we don't answer that yet.
What version of Green Lantern is in the new Superman movie? That's a good question.
GG.
Guy Gardner.
Can Superman fly without his suit? Yes, but you don't get that in this movie.
Can Superman go back in time like the Flash, only in the Richard Donner 1979 version of Superman the movie?
Turns back time
But
to save Lois.
but I think that if that happened in our movie, the world would go backwards, and that means everyone would just be crushed and die. And Superman would land on the crushed Earth and be like, "Oh no, what did I do?
A little sheepish.
I didn't make time go backwards. I just killed everyone on the planet because I wanted to save my girlfriend."
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
That's a lot of Googling of Superman.
Yeah.